Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Vocal Arts. I'm your host, Peter Barber, professional singer and music producer. I recently just got off the chat with Serena Belle, the wonderfully talented Serena Belle, who has absolutely gone berserk on social media in the last couple of years. We're talking millions of followers. We're talking DMs from David Draymond of Disturbed. We're talking reposts from Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park. Big time. But before we get into the conversation, here are a few of my favorite clips from Serena's singing over the last couple years. Check it out.
How can you see into my eyes like open doors? In your hair, zombie. My mother, savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I was a figure of the fear of thunder, pulled together for the planet king. Like of hammers and the crash of thunder, now we're here. Oh, my baby son,
Hi, everyone. Welcome
Hi,
back to Vocal Arts. I am here with the wonderful Serena Belle. Serena, please tell the people who you are and what you do.
hi, Peter. Thanks for having me. I'm a singer or aspiring singer, I guess. I started posting online videos almost 2 years ago, covers, singing, and here we are. I think I went viral a few times, and I guess that's what brought you to me.
That's amazing. You only started uploading videos just 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years ago. Yeah, it's been like I think a year and a half now. Yeah.
That is an
It's
incredibly fast growth online. What has it felt like to kind of ride that wave?
um when I first went viral, it was a bit crazy because I just posted this video. I think it was Valhalla Calling. I think it was my
Oh,
first
mm-hmm.
like big like viral video. And as soon as I posted it, like an hour later, it had a bunch of views as well, which was a bit unusual for my videos because the views they were slowly going up, not instantly, And I had by that time I had like a few videos that had a couple million views, but again with like a gradual growth, So um when I checked my phone, I was like, okay, interesting. Something's happening here. So, and also I was starting to feel really um not demotivated, but I had just completely changed my eye aesthetic as well online because when I first started, I was so eager. So, okay, let me give you a bit of backstory here.
Yeah, please.
So, a few ago, I had a brain tumor. And after I had the brain tumor removed, um, it took me a little bit to recover. I went through a period of depression, anxiety, and then unfortunately, I also found out that I had like some other health conditions. And I got to a point where I was really struggling to get out of my bed, right? But I've always wanted to be a singer, always wanted to be a singer. That had always been my dream, but I had never been able to pursue it. Well, first because my family couldn't really afford to like put me in like singing courses or anything of the sort. And two, because, I was also worried about other things, family things and health as well. So I had reached this really, really low point where I was unable to move basically in bed. I was practically bedbound. Um, and I decided to take all my savings and which, if I may say so, they were not much, but when you because I don't live in Brazil, I'm Brazilian, but I don't live in Brazil. But when you convert to Brazilian reais, that was actually enough for me to go to Brazil and see a doctor there and take, the care that I needed there. So I decided to go. And it was the best thing I did, because I went to these two doctors that took amazing care of me, that a friend of mine helped me find, and I was feeling alive again. And as soon as I started to feel good, I was like, this is the moment. Let's go. You wasted enough years of your life, not being able to do the things that you've always wanted to do. So let's go, and I started doing things that I thought people wanted to see online, because I have no connections in the music industry. And like I said to you, I don't come from like a super wealthy family or anything of the sort. So like, I was like, how can I make my career happen? You know, I, how can I get people to like give me a chance and see me, And I thought, well, obviously the internet, because thankfully, the internet is there for all of us to use. And it's an amazing platform. So, well, the platforms that the internet offers. So I was feeling alive, and I was like, let's go, let's start posting. So I made a bunch of videos, and my aesthetic was like I was still doing covers, of like Green Day, Evanescence, it's still a bit of like my emo, um, persona there. But it was like more bubbly, more, I don't know, it was different, it was more colorful. Um, but then I had, like, on my first month, my very first cover, I managed to hit, like, I think it was like 100K or like 300K, like within a few weeks. And I was really happy about it, because also that song was the song that I used to sing at the hospital. I'm not a very religious person. I did grow up with nuns, and my family
Hmm.
is Catholic, Um, but the song that I was singing at the hospital is a Christian song called Oceans by the church Hillsong. And I really, I don't know, I really connect with that song. I love it. It's so beautiful. And I would sing that at the hospital all the time. So I wanted to start, my social media. It's funny because I say I'm not super religious, but then, this is, what is this? I don't know how to call it. Like, I believe in something that is bigger than us,
Hmm.
I don't know
Uh,
what it is, but
Deism, it sounds like. The founding fathers of America, I
uh,
think, were deist, where they believed in a divine presence, a creator, but it wasn't, they didn't believe in like the God of the Christian Catholic belief system. It was like a different, it's like something created all this, but it's not like a super specific, not having a super specific idea about it, sort of. Kind of what you're saying. There's a greater than.
yeah, like, I don't know exactly what it is, but sometimes I will still like say, hey, thank you,
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for like letting me stay here, for taking care of me, because certainly some situations in my life, the way that they happen, um, I sometimes I feel like, there's someone there looking after me, because otherwise my life could have, picked a really dark turn in some situations. So,
Yeah.
um, what I was saying is that I picked this song by a Hillsong, that was meant a lot to me, and I was like, let's go, I'm gonna post this, show me a sign that I'm doing the right thing, and
Sure.
show me within 1 month, like something. My plan was to post, I think, 120, either 120 or 96 videos within 6 months, and see if that would have gotten me anywhere, and anything
Mhm.
whatsoever. And yeah, within like the first month, I had some really good views, and the video went really well. And Then after a few months, I was stuck. I felt like, oh, okay, I've hit a plateau and now it's at 70 something K and I don't know what to do because I I don't know, I was doing like some TikTok trends, from like some pop songs that I didn't really relate to. And then one day I was coming back from the gym and I was just like, you know what, man, I'm not gonna wait for someone to find me, or label or whatever it is, to give me a chance in order for me to be the artist that I want to be. I'm just gonna use the tools that I have right now, my iPhone and CapCut and my wardrobe. And I'm gonna be the artist that I want to be now. So I changed my aesthetics to what I like, so what you see now, everything's like a bit darker, it has a bit of this, yeah, like you could say like gothic mood. This is me. It's very me, and the first video that I posted with this aesthetic, my friend that I was living with at the time, she was like, "Oh my God, no, Serena, this is not it. This is too dark." She was still
Mm.
excited because I mean, she supported me so much through this. Shout out to Mariana. But but she was like, "This is too dark," and I was like, "You know what? No. I feel it in my gut. This is me. I'm gonna post this. That's it. I don't care." So I posted the first one and it went really well. And then I posted the second one, Bahala Calling.
Mm.
And that was, and
Yep.
that was a follower that suggested it to me because I'll be honest, I didn't even know the song. So a follower suggested, and I always take suggestions from my followers because also I guess we are connected. This one I didn't know, but most of the songs that they suggest I do know and like, so I tend to cover them anyway. But this one, when I listened to it, it sounded fun, and when I started singing it, I just had a lot of fun. I remember recording this in my bedroom and I just had a lot of fun. So yeah, I did the video, I posted it, and then went to bed. And when I woke up, I think I have a video because I started crying, obviously. I think I had like 150 or like almost 200,000 followers, something like that, like overnight, and millions and millions of views. So it was crazy. Yeah, it was really fun and crazy. But the right after that happened, I was like, okay, I'm gonna post then my favorite video, but with the new aesthetic, and I'm gonna see if they will respond to it. And I posted my a cappella of Bring Me to Life, and
Mhm.
that was like my second most viral video because people really, I guess, related. No, not related to it. That's not the right word. They really liked it. Yeah. Sorry.
I think authenticity is really, really important as a creator. I mean, it's really if you continue to create music or create projects that don't align with who you really are as a person, then the more popular that gets, you almost get separated from your true authentic self more. You kind of have to be a character that's making all these things. Whereas what you're doing, where you're just making music for songs you really like and songs you believe in, that's going to serve you so well in the long run because you won't feel like you have to deviate who you are from who you are online, so to speak, with your music. So that's really important. And it's great that you've built a following doing songs that you really enjoy.
Yeah, it's, at the beginning, I guess I was just really anxious because I felt like I had lost a lot of time. But then, yeah, I learned that being real and genuine and true to yourself is really what paid off, at least for me,
Yeah.
at least so far. And of course, we put on a little bit of a show where like I'm, performing in a certain way. It's not like I, move like a robot or anything like that, but um yeah, yeah, because some people say that I look AI, because I move a little bit slow, but it's just
Yeah, I mean, you've got to perform. I mean, that's what music requires
yeah,
performance for sure.
yeah, exactly. I don't think I would perform very slowly on stage, but if it's online, then it's so good. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's showmanship. And no, if you were on stage performing Valhalla Calling, you'd probably be rocking around.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
before the brain tumor, that's a extremely interesting and really cool story that adds so much to your upbringing. I mean, everything. I'm sure that's a deep part of who you are as well. You said you've always wanted to become a singer. I mean, how much were you pursuing that before the brain tumor? How much singing were you doing? How were you even posting content at that point?
I was not posting. Well, I did post, a little cover here and there, being really silly when I was a kid, singing an Amy Winehouse song. But of course, that's long gone and deleted, maybe archived, but nobody's gonna see that. Um no, maybe one day. I don't know. But I've been for as long as I can remember, really, since I think the age of, not I think, I know since the age of 6, that's as far as I remember at least. And I I've always been really shy. And I would sing behind my mother's couch because I was really shy, but I would sing all day. And, you know, um, I've been through some situations that were hard for me, growing up, and music is the only thing that has always been there for me. Singing is the only thing that never disappointed me, and my connection to singing is just everything to me. Music is everything to me, so um yeah,
What
like
kinds of stuff did you like to sing when you were growing up?
I would sing a little bit of everything, but my mom is a huge fan of Celine Dion, Tina Turner, Christina Aguilera, all of those amazing
Hmm.
women
Hmm.
lists. So I would try to imitate them
Hmm.
when I wasn't very good at it. Wasn't really wasn't. My grandma would say, "Ugh, Serena, no, this is not good." You know, um, she would make fun of me all the time, but I still loved it. It was my therapy, really. Singing is therapeutical, and it has always been therapeutical to me. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, completely agreed. And it's great that you've been doing it since you were a kid. Did you ever sing along to like Disney movies, Disney soundtracks and stuff like that when you were a kid?
Yes, but not as much.
Hmm.
I would, try to sing to The Little Mermaid, you know, and some of those, but no, I'm not very Disney princess like Lauren. Lauren, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
the queen.
as a Disney princess, she's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Lauren's awesome. She's fantastic. It's been really fun to collaborate with her more and more lately. I was curious because Disney was also that was a lot of what I sang growing up. I would watch Beauty and the Beast, and I don't know if you've seen the movie, but there's a scene where Belle, the main character, is going through a town, and all the people in the town are
I've seen
singing.
the movie, of course. Who
Of
hasn't
course,
seen
okay,
Beauty?
okay, just checking.
I've seen all the Disney movies, but I wouldn't sing Disney songs.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So something that was fun was going through and singing all the parts, right? Making like singing the baker's part, then singing Belle's part, and then singing Gaston and LeFou. that was always that was like a big part of my kind of formation as a singer when I was younger. It was so fun.
That's so cute. I was singing Moulin Rouge, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that was my thing, from
Yeah.
I guess adult musicals.
And did you ever have like formal training for singing?
So no, I told you, we were not able to
Sure, sure.
like any school or anything of the sort, which is why my poor grandma suffered, because I am not like a natural, born talent. Of course, my mom says that I am, but you know how moms are.
As
Uh,
moms should, yes.
you know, but no, I only started doing singing lessons about during the pandemic, basically. Um, yeah, because I was able to finally focus, and do something for myself, So yeah, started doing singing lessons, and that's the best thing I did, really, because I know how to breathe better, and how to just I project, that's how you say, project your
Hmm.
voice.
Hmm.
Uh much better now. And I'm really just excited and yeah, looking forward to learning more and more and more and unlocking, more layers, more textures to my voice, because I know that I can. Now I know that I can. I have already managed to expand my range. I think now I'm sitting at like 3.6, 3.8, you know, not necessarily 100% comfortably in like every single note.
Sure, sure.
But it's exciting, to know that like our vocal cords are literally a muscle that we can,
Hmm.
you know, expand, and it's just so much fun. Yeah. So I'm excited to keep exploring. I'm not like the singer that I want to be yet. Um, but ever since I started posting, that also helped me find my voice. Because, for example, even the Bring Me to Life cover, right? I never once in my life thought that I would be able to perform that song decently. I'm being honest here, you know? Um, but then I was feeling really good about myself that day. I was feeling really confident, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can actually do a good job here. And I recorded it. And then I went out for dinner with a friend of mine. And I showed it to him, and I was like, Dan, what do you think? He was like, is this you? And I was like, yeah, it's me. What do you think? And he was like, I didn't know you could sing like this. This is good. So I was like, okay. Because I was feeling good about it, but I was like, is this actually good? Or am I just being excited? Because sometimes I get like super excited, about things, and then I look back or I listen back and I'm like, oh no, this was actually not good. This was crap. You were
Yeah,
just
of
excited.
course. Of course.
But yeah, I sat down with it, and then a friend of mine who Noel, who helps me with a bunch of things. He's also an amazing producer. I also sent it to him, and he wasn't too convinced. He was like, I don't know if this is like for you, But at that time, it was already too late, my friend, because I was already convinced that that was good, and that I wanted to post it. So I was like, no, no, no. I think I managed to do something decent here, so I'm gonna post it. Whatever, who cares? And I'm glad I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have people in your circle that will be honest. Like if they really think like I don't think this is a good fit for you, you want those people in your life to like check you, even if you disagree with them, you know.
1,000%. 1,000%. I think the worst thing any artist, any person really can have is to be surrounded by yes people.
Hmm.
Horrible,
Yep.
because then you completely lose sense of like, yeah, what's good and what's not, and you end up doing things that, come on, if you only had one person on to be honest with you, and say, hey, you know what, Serena's kind of sucks, like it helps. Haven't you seen, like, we have lots of examples of, like, even famous people, doing things that were like, did no one tell you that that was actually gonna suck balls? You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah,
horrible that no one told you. I want people to tell me. I want people to tell me, no, this ain't it, And
yeah.
listen, I'm convinced about it. If I love it, fine. I'm not gonna be offended. I still want your honest opinion, you know?
Yeah. It can get to a point like with the famous people like you're talking about, they have so much clout and so much power and influence that no one is willing to like risk, their own status or success to tell that person this sucks. Like you need to redo this because they've already built like a mountain of success behind them.
Yeah. Um, that's a little sad. I don't know how my career is gonna go. Hopefully well, but I truly hope that never happens to me. I think that I have really good friends that will be honest with me, but you never know.
Are you
It's hard.
taking lessons virtually? Or are you
Uh,
meeting in person with
no.
a teacher?
No, I meet in person with my
Good.
teacher, but when I can't, we do online, but in person is much better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said you're working on like breath support and projection or resonance and, stretching your range. Are there any musical styles you guys are working to build towards? Or are you just kind of in general trying to build your voice?
In general, we're trying to build my confidence,
Mm,
because yeah, I think that's the thing that affects me the most when I'm performing in front of people. It's just I just want to really have a good grasp on my technique, and know that I can count on me, to deliver what I want to. So having that confidence within me that, hey, you got this, um, we're working on that. And right now we're also working on belting because I don't like my belting. Um, I'm starting to work on it because I know that's a problem because I am able to do it, but I I don't like it yet. I only like it when it's like mix, you know, and I tend to, whenever the song is a bit challenging, then I tend to go falsetto, and just really soft. And that can be a little bit tiring, I don't want to be reduced to just that. And I know that there are a lot of singers that, use just a part of their vocals and that works really well for them. Um, but because I'm having a lot of fun exploring those things and I'm really excited to be a better singer, um, I want to keep exploring and, I want to be able to play around with my vocals.
yeah, belting is awesome. Definitely. It's definitely one of the harder techniques to learn, just how to have a really solid, like fully chest connected belt, but it can add so much to a performance. I mean, even if you think about a song like Valhalla Calling, to get like a big chesty belt in there, even maybe some gritty belting in the top of your range. I mean, that is like the perfect kind of song for that. Or other darker themed things or rock or Evanescence or whatever. If you can really learn how to connect a big power belt that can add so much to a performance.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Amy Lee's voice
Yes, amazing.
is amazing, My voice is so different because the way that she hits her high notes, it's completely different from mine. She has a lot of, how do you say, what's the right word? Do you know what I mean?
Power, grit, resonance,
Grit. Yes.
grit.
And I'm more soft. I'm more like mix. I'm more
Mhm.
like my teacher says that it's more like Ariana Grande singing Evanescence.
I think,
And actually some people said that to me online as well. I don't take it as an offense.
yeah, I think we all have our strengths and weaknesses as singers, but you can definitely learn how to do a lot that's maybe different than what you might expect from your own voice. I'm sure you could learn how to do a big gritty belt if you train towards that.
For sure. And I can't wait to learn. I'm really
Yeah.
excited. Um, I am actually exploring um the idea of seeing another teacher as well that has worked with some rock singers.
Mm,
Um, because my teacher, she is amazing. I'm gonna continue to see her, but she's not very rock focused. And I know that when you sing rock, there's some other techniques in there. Like it's all pretty similar, I guess, but there's some other tricks in there that you can learn. So I'm curious to learn those. I don't know if I'm gonna use them, but I'm curious to learn.
yeah, absolutely. Are you doing any live performing these days?
Not at the moment, no.
Are you hoping to at some point?
Of course. I mean, I don't want to be a TikToker, you know. I'm an artist. I write, I sing,
Yeah,
and social media is just a an amazing platform where I am able, to build my following, but the my goal is definitely to be a touring artist. I want to go out there, connect with people, have a good experience singing in front of people that like my voice, connecting with other artists. That's really what it's about for me. That's
yeah.
my goal.
Awesome. Awesome. How do you go about producing one of your covers or one of your short form videos from start to finish? So picking the song, recording the song, editing it, putting it all together and releasing it.
So usually I will see, what people, I have a little list of what people request me to sing. And then I have my list, and then I have a look of what I want to sing and what they want me to sing. And then I choose, you know.
Hmm.
And then it's really simple. I go on YouTube and then I look for an instrumental that I like,
Hmm. Hmm.
Then I sing on top of it. I record with my Apollo twin. My Apollo is just right here. That's why I'm pointing to it. I record my Apollo twin and with my SM7 on Logic, although now I started to use Ableton because Logic is just such a nightmare to edit and to do all of the things that you want to do. Because honestly, whatever.
I
Like
use
I'm
I
not.
use I use both those programs.
Yeah,
Uh,
I still like recording on Logic, but I think Ableton, especially if you're recording like a whole song, and you want to like comp a little, like I think Ableton is better,
yeah,
But
it's whatever you prefer, really. I mean, that's the most important thing.
yeah, So yeah, I usually record the vocals and then I sync it with the video.
Hmm.
And that's how I go about it. Yeah, but usually also depending on the song, I will look for like a more um emotional instrumental, or like cinematic orchestra, something like that, because I really like those kind of productions and I think they suit my vocals well and end up being more interesting.
Do you have a dedicated space where you record, like a sound treated space or a vocal booth, or does it work well enough in your bedroom?
Yeah. I just use my bedroom and yeah.
Do
That's
you
it.
also, you said you had a friend who's a really good producer. Does he help edit vocals for you? Or do you do your own vocal editing and stuff like that?
No, I don't do any of my vocal editing. He helps me with it. He does like the mixing because to me it's really important that my
Yeah,
covers sound good because I see
definitely.
online that have terrible mixes and then that ruins the experience. I am a big believer in a good mix. So yeah, he helps me with that.
Okay. Okay. So mainly you're using Ableton to just record your vocals, then you export the stems to him, and then he puts it together. You shoot the video. Do you
I mean,
edit the
stems is a big word. Like we're talking about like two tracks, but yeah.
same idea. Tracks, stems. And then do you put the video together or do you have a video editor as well?
Video editor. No, Peter. No. It's listen, this is all like one person, and then we have my friend Noel that helps me. That's it. There's no one else doing anything else for me. Zero. Yeah, I edit everything on CapCut. Great app. Love it. And I film everything on my iPhone. And then, like I said, I sync up the nice, audio with the video, and then I post it.
Boom. Do you have any intentions for original music in the future?
Of course, that's what I've been working on
Hmm.
since last year. I started doing writing sessions last year, and well, it's been very interesting. I
Hmm.
didn't realize it was going to take me this long to actually find my sound, to develop my sound, but it does take a little bit of time. And right now, I'm just now getting to a point where I feel like I'm starting to unlock something that feels a little bit more special than, just a generic pop song, which is not what I want, what I want to do.
No. Awesome. That's really exciting. So, what what kind of genres would you say your original music fits into? Like which artists are you inspired by and are led by in terms of music production?
Um, well, I'm inspired by a bunch of artists, I guess, and I guess that's what also made it a bit more difficult for me to get to, a point where I'm starting to feel satisfied about it, because I have many references, but I would say that it's leaning more towards alternative rock.
Hmm.
Uh, I think so. Alternative rock, maybe with some, yeah, some like pop elements in there, but I think alternative rock. And some of the artists that I love, like I said, I love a bunch of artists. Um I love Paramore. I'm such a big fan of Hayley Williams. I love Rosalia. I love Alanis Morissette. She's
Hmm.
been
Hmm.
my on my last writing trip for like 1 or 2 sessions. I was really listening to her. Um, who else? I also love Coldplay. They're really huge in Brazil. Love Coldplay. Love Coldplay. Let me look at my Spotify because my memory is terrible. Well, 21 Pilots. I'm
Oh,
such a big
no,
21.
yeah. Love.
Oh my God. Seriously. I'm such a big fan of Tyler Joseph. He's
Hmm.
so talented. Like, I can't believe that this man writes everything by himself, and then starts to produce everything himself. Like, he is a maniac with a pen.
Oh yeah,
It,
absolutely. Who else you got? Who else is on that Spotify?
I have well, Hosier. I love
Hmm.
Hosier.
Hmm.
Second Mars, Linkin Park, obviously.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
well, yeah, I have a little bit of Limp Bizkit. I even have One Republic. I have Miley Cyrus, love Miley Cyrus, Mazzy Star, love Mazzy Star. The Cranberries, Tom Odell, Bad Omens. Bad Omens, I really love as well. I've recently started listening to them. Um, yeah, this
Okay,
is
I can hear it. I can hear the soundscape. I can hear the
there.
genre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Super exciting. Um, okay, so original music's in the plans, touring is in the plans. So, I mean, social media really being a vehicle to build a platform to where
A
basically
vehicle. Yes, I forgot the word. A vehicle. You have to forgive me. I'm still Brazilian, Like, my English.
you are forgiven. You're forgiven.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic. Okay, let's see what else we got.
Would it?
Um, oh yes. Kind of like what is your schedule like as far as recording, producing music? Like how much music are you trying to put out basically? Covers, I mean, at the moment.
Well, when I started, it was 5 videos a week, and I maintained that for I think a year, and then I started to burn out a little
That's a
because
lot. That is a lot of videos.
yeah, that's a lot, and I also had a full-time job, now it's just part-time, but I had a full-time job, and it was too much, it was too much for me to um record, edit, post. And I'm also someone that when I post, I interact with the people that leave comments, that DM me. Obviously, I'm not able to always reply to like everyone. I'm
Yeah.
lucky enough to be able to say this. I'm really grateful. Um, but I do that, and that takes a lot of time, because replying to everything, that I possibly can takes me sometimes 2 3 hours, and then to edit is like 3 hours as well, and then to record, I don't know how many hours, because obviously, I am not yet at a point where like everything's perfect in one take, so I have to do multiple in order for me to be satisfied.
That will never be a thing, by the way. No matter
Yeah, I
because
don't think so, you
your
know
standards will also, continue to raise. So even when you're the best singer in the world, you're gonna be like, no, not good enough. More
I guess
things.
you just have to like accept it once you start doing live, because live you can just say, "Oh no, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
pause, let's start again," because
Yeah.
that was
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
sorry, you don't get to do it again. But yeah, so I quickly burned out, man, and I stopped posting um as regularly, and now I will post once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks, which I feel very guilty about. And I'm so scared also, as so scared about losing engagement, losing
Mm,
followers, and people not being interested in me anymore. Let go being scared of also people not listening to my original music, and not relating to it, because that's also something that can happen, because so far they've known me as a TikToker, a content creator. So the transition from being that to an artist that they actually want to listen to and want to follow is something that is super exciting, but also terrifying, because I don't know
mm,
what's going to happen. But that being said, yeah, I'm not posting as frequently right now, because I am focused on writing my own songs, and because I really want to be involved in this, and I'm not just taking songs that are there, up for grabs, not up for grabs. I don't think that that's a very polite way of saying it, but like, a lot of publishers and writers, they have folders, where they sometimes will send to an artist, and they will be like, hey, I think the song could be nice for Serena, you
mhm,
know um but I'm not taking songs from other people and making them mine. I'm not against that, but I think right now, especially right now at the very beginning of my career and my very first project, I think it's very important for me to be totally hands-on and involved, and not involved, but like being the person like doing this,
mhm.
and writing and telling the story, because I have a story to tell and I want to tell it, so that's what I'm focused on right now.
I think that comes back to authenticity as well. Like you writing your own music about your life and your experiences as opposed to someone else who's written a song that you then make it your own. It's a very different dynamic.
1000%. And that's also something that I didn't know I was capable of doing, I didn't know I could write nice songs, and now don't put your expectations, you know, like don't get your expectations high or anything like that. But I know that, you know, I can write a decent song. You know, I know that I can put words together in a nice way, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
that is also something that I discovered through this whole process by collaborating with other people, by seeing what other people do and you know, their skills and from learning from them and like just yeah, the more you do, obviously the more you learn. So um that's what that's what's going on right now.
Awesome. There will definitely be a transitionary period. You were talking about people know you now as a, a TikToker or someone who makes a lot of covers, and they really like it seems like you have a very loyal fan base that way. And making the transition, there will be a transition period, you know, and that's part of it. Do you know Colin McGinnis perchance?
No.
He's really big on YouTube. He's been a video game music writer for a while, but started making covers during the pandemic, built up a huge following, and he has just started releasing his original music after like 3 or 4 years of doing covers. So he's going through that kind of transition period now where he's bringing this huge audience he's built from making covers, you know, to his audience for original music. But it's really exciting to watch, and I'm really happy for him. It's going super well.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
mainly seems like he's used, you know, inspiration from the genres that he kind of built his audience with. And then so his original music kind of sounds like the music he's been covering, right? But it's
Ah,
original. Yeah.
yeah. That's something that I also want to be able to do, you know, keeping some of the elements that are present in my covers in my originals because obviously they represent me so well. So I want to be able to do that as well, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have like a daily routine as far as like a standard way you go through the day, like work out, write music, voice
Mm,
lesson, yada yada?
I would love to say I do, but I'm a bit chaotic. The only thing that I can tell you is that I eat my lunch at around midday because I'm hungry at around midday, you know? So yeah, lunch at 12, dinner at 7, you know, 8 tops, and lunch like by 1 p.m. tops, but it's always around midday or but yeah, I'm working on that, you know, I'm working on being more consistent because I go through like periods of me being extremely consistent and hyper focusing and then I don't know what happens, it's just like pure
Mm.
chaos and I need to yeah, like organize everything again. I don't know when that happens, but it happens. But maybe next time we meet, I will tell you, Peter, I wake up every day at 7 a.m. I hit the gym, then I come back and I have my protein smoothie. And then after I do my protein smoothie, I go to the studio, I write 3 amazing songs, and then I have a meeting. And then after my meeting, I shoot some content. And then after shooting some content, I edit. And it's time for yoga. And after
That's pretty much me. That's pretty much how I operate.
that's you.
Yeah, I'm like a robot.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Well done. Well done. No, I admire people that are like that. Really do. I wish I could.
I love it.
They,
It works. It's the only way I can keep all the plates spinning. Like full-time professional opera singer, YouTuber, podcaster, member of the bass gang, making my own music, going to the gym. Like I would crash and burn so hard if I didn't have like a very regimented schedule every day.
I guess that's why I crashed and burned.
You have not crashed and burned. You are soaring right now, my dear. You are
Yeah,
excited to
well,
watch.
or yeah, if you say so. That's a show, right? No, I mean, whatever. Being very honest and open here. Let's not. how it is.
We love that. We love that on the podcast.
Um, I I want to interview you now because you do so many amazing things. Being a member of the Bass Gang must be so cool.
It's so cool. It's like my favorite thing. We have volume our fourth EP coming out in November, so have been recording a lot for that. We have a very big, I think I can actually announce this because our this chat with you won't come out till later. We have a huge
Let's
Halloween
go.
project with Peter Hollins that's coming out in October. I don't know if you know Peter Hollins, if you've never been in the a cappella world, but he was like one of the really big online a cappella creators. Like when Pentatonics was blowing up, he has like over 3 million subscribers on YouTube. Um, Huge. So he's like the godfather of a cappella. So we're doing a project with him. We're working with the bass gang. We haven't really done the music that people have wanted us to do. We've kind of just been doing our own thing, doing covering whatever we want to cover. But this next volume is all like big bangers from like the Viking and fantasy world, basically. I'll give you a little sneak peek before it drops.
Okay, awesome. What else? Opera singer, full-time opera singer.
Yeah,
So
full-time pro opera singer.
you could probably give me some really good tips on how to be a better singer.
Opera is it's like vocal engineering. Like you build the whole goal is to build as much strength and efficiency and resonance as possible because if you're not super familiar with opera, the fun fact I tell people is that we sing with full orchestra without any microphones. So we have to be incredibly loud when we
That's
sing.
a different technique. I'm now learning microphone technique, so that would be completely different.
Yeah, it'd be like you go into a concert hall and everyone will hear you without a microphone, basically.
It's like
Um,
musicals and going to the theater, right? Because they have to project in a, like much louder because
Musicals, they do train for power and resonance as well, especially belting. But musicals also all they have microphones. They have amplification. It's usually like a little microphone on their
yeah,
forehead.
yeah, I was just thinking about that.
So
Yeah.
opera is really the only solo performance where no microphones are involved. And then you factor in an orchestra in a big opera house. So it's not like we're performing in coffee shops. It's like a big space with no microphone. So it's a very kind of specialized technique, but I will say that training has made me be able to do like the big belting and the big powerful resonant stuff that I need for the bass gang or for my own music.
Of course, I was looking into opera courses. I would like to do that one day because I think, well, first of all, it would be a lot of fun, but two, it would be a lot of fun.
Literally anytime you have questions, please ask me because that is like that's the main thing I do. That's what I have trained to the highest level is opera.
I just love um beautiful vocals, you know, and like
Yeah.
fairy, like magical sounding. And to me, opera is that, you know, is powerful,
Hmm.
it's emotional, but it's magical as well.
It really is magical. So back to you as much as fun as it is being interviewed by you. What are some things you like to do outside of music? What are some of your hobbies?
I actually love my food. I love cooking.
Hmm.
I have a bunch of cooking books. I put one on my wish list and someone just gave it to me, which I'm really happy about. Because I can't wait to explore that. I love cooking. I love my books. I just got a new book that is sitting here on my desk called Sijo. It's
Okay. Ooh.
Korean poetry is a form of Korean poetry that is supposed to have a very melodic pace and structure, if that makes sense, what I just said.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I was recently in LA for some, as you know, for some writing sessions, and I was staying really close to this amazing bookstore called The Last Bookstore. And I just went there, to wander around. I love a good bookstore. And I got this and a poetry book and two vinyls. And yeah, I do love my music and my books and my food. What else? Well, I also love my skincare. That's another big
Your
hobby.
your blush, the
I
blush,
my blush right here, my Korean blush.
Korean blush.
I do like all Korean skincare as well because it just works so well for my skin. What else do I love? I'm a pretty simple girl. I love candles.
Oh, me too. I've got a wonderful one sitting back there with the plaque that I usually turn on when I'm recording stuff.
Yeah, I love my candles. And what else I love? I love my conspiracy podcasts,
Oh, very entertaining.
like murder, horror stuff. I
Are
love
you
it.
are you a gym girl? You a lifter?
Yeah, but like that's not one of my hobbies. I just do it because, health.
Sure,
Like
sure. Fair enough.
it's important, it's important for ourselves as singers as well to stay fit, to have like a strong core, but going to the gym is not, I wouldn't categorize that as a hobby of mine.
It's a need, not a want.
Yeah, it's more like me being a responsible adult.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be great once you get to your live tours when you're, touring the world to be in top physical condition.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna look good. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna be fit, look good. I'm gonna be on point.
Do
Yeah,
you
no.
know do you know Melinda? You familiar with Melinda?
Yeah, I am familiar with Melinda. Yeah.
I
I
was
don't
chatting.
know her, but I am familiar.
Right, right. She's wonderful. I was chatting with her for the podcast. And she was saying when she's about to go on tour, she'll sing all of her songs while running on the treadmill.
Yeah, some singers do that. I think I saw also Miley Cyrus when she was preparing. Was it? No, it wasn't the Super Bowl. I don't think she ever did the Super Bowl, right? I think it was like a different. I think she was
Mm,
preparing for her tour. Yeah, it
maybe
was a tour. Yeah,
Grammys or maybe Grammys performance, maybe.
I think probably her tour, and
Mm.
she was also running on a treadmill and singing. Yeah, it's not unheard of. A lot of singers do that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's great. I actually should probably give that a shot at some point. Can't imagine singing opera while running on a treadmill. That would be really
I'm
interesting.
sure you're gonna do well because you look pretty fit.
Think fitness. I mean, I was a personal trainer for like 4 years, and so fitness and nutrition have remained like probably my biggest hobby outside of music. Very regularly in the gym and cooking healthy meals and such.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
nice.
I'm not a
So
great
the
cook,
gym is
but I can cook a
one of
few meals. Huh?
so the gym is definitely one of your hobbies.
Oh yeah, I'll probably go there right after we're done chatting.
You.
Okay, let's go on. We got a few minutes left. Let's do some questions from the Patreon community.
Oh, that's so sweet. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, Jan Cates, have you ever had any of the original artists you've covered comment on your version?
No, I don't think so. I think it only well, I mean, David from oh my God, what's the name of the
Disturbed?
band? Yes. Let's do this again. Cut. David from Disturbed. He DM'd me and he said that he really liked my cover. Uh
That's wild, Dave. That's like one of the most famous metal bands of all time.
yeah, he DM'd me. And also the church, Hillsong. They liked my video. They left a comment on my video of Oceans. They like that as well. Oh, and I mean, yeah, the most insane thing that has ever happened to me was when Mike Shinoda reposted my cover of, oh fuck, which one was it? Because I did more than one Linkin Park cover. I think it was In the End. He
Oh yeah,
reposted the end. And
incredible.
that moment, yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget it. It was just insane. Yeah, because I'm a big fan of Linkin Park. I cried so much when Chester died. Um, so they they're a big part of my they were a big part of my childhood. And to have Mike
Same.
Shinoda propose me, my
That's
brother was
crazy.
crying as well, because my brother, I mean, he introduced me to those bands. He's older than me. So he basically, my musical taste was also a little bit shaped by I would say influenced, not
Hmm.
necessarily, yeah, shaped as well by my brother. So big moment.
I'm gonna date myself when I say this, but I have been listening to Linkin Park since Hybrid Theory came out
You haven't.
in 2000. I have
Oh, okay.
been a fan since their first album. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Incredible. I actually just did my first analysis video, a vocal analysis video is a lot what I do on YouTube for Chester because I've been listening to him, but I'd never heard him perform live.
well, me
And
neither.
so I watched a video from them doing What I've Done from 2011, and that's the first time I've done a Linkin Park video for the channel. It was amazing. I mean, he was phenomenal, just a fantastic singer.
Fantastic singer.
Yeah,
Fantastic singer. I think towards the end he was struggling though, right? With his vocals. Do you think that that
yeah.
was due to like his mental health, or do you think that maybe he used his vocal cord, he like strained his vocal cords? What do you think?
I'd say probably more likely mental health.
More okay.
I would need to listen to him from like 2010 through 2017 when he passed away. But probably more mental health because I mean there are big time rock singers that have kept their voice in good shape for decades and decades and decades. I mean, you think of someone like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. They just like that band just stopped touring after like 50
Just
some
retired, yeah.
fifth like 50 something years of like big rock singing, you know. So it can be done. It can definitely be done safely for a long period of time, which is amazing to me.
Hmm. No, I was just curious because you see some singers like Adele, for example. Adele's
Hmm.
now and then she will lose her vocals because
Well,
she
Adele can't sing high notes.
rude.
She can't our girl can't she cannot stretch the chest voice up super high. So she tries and I think it really strains her.
Adele,
I love Adele. I think she has an amazing voice, but
Peter said it, not me.
I'm sorry. I'll say the same thing about Ed Sheeran. Cannot sing high notes. What's up? Next question.
Next question.
No comment from Serena Bell. This is purely from the host. Okay, next question from Brienne Partington.
I am not dissing anyone. Honestly, I used to be a really bad singer. So like whatever. I will probably like fuck up so many of my live performances until like I actually become decent. So I am not dissing or shaming anyone. You do
No,
you. I
you're gonna be
admire you
great.
for doing
You're gonna
your
be
thing.
great. I spend all day analyzing voices, so I'm not afraid to nitpick technique here and there.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be like, Serena, what the fuck happened there? Like, girl?
You're
Yeah,
next on my chopping block. You better watch out.
exactly. It's like I'm gonna do an episode about the BS that you've been doing. I was wrong.
Okay, question from Brienne Partington. How do you balance giving the audience what they want, but also be happy with the content you're making?
Mm, I don't. I have such a bad balance. And I feel so guilty for not posting as often. And I wish I could post more videos and do more, but I realized that I'm not a robot and I can't do everything by myself all the time perfectly as I wish. Yeah, it's about learning how to deal with that.
Fantastic. Okay, question from Nora. Is there anything you'd like to cover, but you are worried that the audience will be confused or put off by
Yeah,
it?
sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, quite a few songs, of course, you know. Yeah, because I'm not just I don't like just rock bands or and Viking, for example, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're a Valkyrie, you're a Viking princess, whatever." Um I'm not, like I wasn't familiar with the community at all. Respected, and I think it's a great community that WoW really supports the people that they like, but I've never been like that. I've never listened to any of those songs. I think they're beautiful, but sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, like if I post something a little bit different because, a lot of them came from like my rock or well now I think I have a good balance because I also did go viral with the Gladiator cover.
Hmm.
um so that's a bit different, it adds like a different kind of like audience as well. But yeah, I am a bit concerned about certain songs that I like. Let me say one thing. I know I talk so much, Peter. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
For example, I don't think that the people that follow me would think that I would be listening to Anxiety by Megan Thee Stallion at my hotel, you know. Um yeah, like I listen to that every time I'm at the gym or just having a little bit of an anxiety crisis. Matter of fact, I was when the episode that I'm referring to, and I was like, I need to listen. I'm gonna put on Anxiety by Megan Thee Stallion. I'm just gonna cry, and then I'm gonna feel better. And that's what I did. And I was there in front of my mirror, like an idiot, just like, I'm sorry, this is so ridiculous. She said Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, bad bitches have bad days too. Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's like when bad bitches, bounce back or something like that. Yes, Megan. Thank you. I also suffer from anxiety. I'm suffering now, but thank you. And then I started to feel better. So,
Well, there
you
you go.
know,
Megan Thee Stallion is your therapist.
she's so talented. I love Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh yeah, she's got some great songs.
So
Okay. Amanda Knott has a bunch of questions, a bunch of which that we've already answered.
go.
Okay. Her first question is about how old is Serena now? We can table it because everyone seems to want to know, apparently. We'll skip that
Yeah,
one.
they asked that so much, and that's why I don't want to talk about it because I think that people they like to label women, and to like put a stamp with their with like her age on like her
Sure.
forehead and be like, oh, okay, this is how much you're worth.
Mm,
This is
yeah,
like so I that's why I don't like talking about age. I don't
totally
think it's
fair. Totally
yeah.
fair. Okay, next. How did you get into doing TikTok videos? If we've already answered these, you can have a brief, brief response.
How did I get into doing TikTok videos? Well, how could I not? Like as an artist, we're all um almost obliged to do it. And like I said, I, am not a person that has a bunch of connections, was born into a family that has a bunch of connections or anything like that. So that was the best way I found to make myself, my voice, known and potentially give me a chance at making this my full-time career, which is my dream.
Amazing. How do you decide which songs to cover? I feel like
Uh,
we talked about this a lot.
yeah, we talked about this a lot, Amanda. Sorry, but
Okay, next. We've also talked about this one, but maybe we can add something. Are there particular genres you prefer to sing or any that you try to stay away from?
I think I am, well, in all honesty, I am just trying right now to stay a little bit away from going full into just Viking songs, because that's not the kind of music that I want to do, and I don't want people to think that that's what I'm gonna do. And again, I respect it and love it, and it's so much fun to sing it, but I don't want to keep like tapping into this with every video that I post because it's not gonna be, again, going back to being genuine, to myself as an artist. As a content creator, that's so genuine, it's so much fun, but thinking of myself as an artist, because that's not what I'm leaning towards,
Mhm.
I I'm not gonna be posting as much Viking videos as before just because, yeah, I don't want to give people the wrong impression because I do have a great following, but if they want to hear is Viking songs, then they're not gonna be happy to follow me, and I don't want to have like a bunch of followers that are not engaged with my original music and the person that I really am,
Mhm.
which again, like I said, this is also part of it, but it's not what I'm gonna do as an original music artist.
Yeah. Great. Okay. And final question. Do you plan to continue with TikTok or do you have goals to move beyond short videos and covers?
Ooh. I guess I already answered that, but I'm more than happy to answer it again because
Yeah.
I think on behalf of every TikTok creator that I've known so far, we can all say that nobody just wants to be a TikTok creator, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but from all the people that I have the opportunity to meet, nobody wants to be just a TikTok creator. TikTok is a vehicle for the things that we actually want to do. And I love it. It's fun. It's a really good community as well as Instagram, but I want to be out there. I want to like be meeting people. I want to be um living life outside of a screen, because being in front of a screen and filming content every day is fun, but it's not what life is about.
Absolutely. Serena, where can people keep up with you online before I let you go?
Um, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, X, although I never ever posted anything there. Threads and YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel at I am Serena Belle.
Serena Belle, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on to chat.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks so much for inviting me. It was such a pleasure to talk to you. And yeah, I hope we'll keep in touch.
Likewise. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation with the great Serena Belle. If you did, I'm sure you will enjoy this conversation with someone whom we are huge fans of. This is the wonderful Lauren Paley. Come on. Go watch my conversation with Lauren. Now you want to. Go on. Click it.